Thank you for having us here and glad to join all the attendees. So the today's session is about create data coin and agent with Lighthouse. We'll start over by giving an intro about what Lighthouse is, followed by our new product 1mb.io. And then my colleague Akash, he will take over the screen and then walk us through some live examples and workshop, which will be really useful for you all to build your hackathon projects. And what are we solving here at Lighthouse primarily? So while building Lighthouse, we realized that storing important data, especially AI and blockchain history, long term is very expensive and especially hard to verify. Another thing that we realized that when you want to store your data on decentralized web, there's a lack of security, and that just eliminates most of the AI use cases out there. And third is fragmentation. Like when you are new as a developer, or even while you're working on a startup, you want like right now the solutions that were existing before Lighthouse, they were fragmented. That we had to set up our own node, you had to do storage and then pinning on your own side, and then manage your own encryption. And that's how Lighthouse solves all of this is, first of all, we have our permanent storage. What that allows you to do is you can pay once and store your data long term, be it images, videos, text, JSON files, etc. That could be data like NFT images that you're launching for NFT collection. That could be the AI memory and data that's part of your AI app. And then we have our access control, which is powered by threshold cryptography that I'll talk more in a while. And then a unified SDK, like through one single Lighthouse Web3 SDK, you can interact with all of these networks, store, upload, and encrypt data onto our web. And for users, we have our web app and CLI and SDK for developers as a primary entry point to use Lighthouse. And then I'll just touch this a bit part. On our permanent storage side, we have an on-chain smart contract pool of funds. So when you pay for your data, this on-chain endowment pool pays the miners further in Filecoin and in USDC, and make sure that you don't need to worry about renewing your data long term and your data is stored forever. And talking about the encryption and access control part, this is a very interesting technology that we have here, which uses threshold cryptography. What that allows you to do is every file that you upload to Lighthouse gets its own encryption key. And then that encryption key is sharded across five different nodes. And you, as a user, you just have to get the 3 out of 5 nodes to verify that you are the correct user. And then the file can be decrypted. So this solves primarily two problems. One is that you don't need to do key management on your own side, let's say, especially the problem comes on, okay, when you want to share files, how do you give the encryption key to the end user? And when you want to retrieve the files, how does the end user who has the access gets those encryption keys? And without losing those keys, our infrastructure manages all the keys, shards them, and then aggregates it for you. And the other problem that it also solves is like a centralized trust problem, where your key is not plainly sitting around on a centralized server, as mostly happens in the case of the cloud providers. But in our case, it's encrypted, but more on over that, it's also sharded across these five nodes that we have. And then you can token gate the files that you upload with any on-chain logic. Let's say I can say that I want only Pudgy Penguin NFT owners to view a file, or someone who has 1,000 Aave tokens on Base or Polygon, they can access a file. So you can tie the decryption of the file to any on-chain logic, be it NFT ownership, token ownership, it could be time lock. And you could also build logics like, let's say you want some folks to pay you in certain tokens and then the file to be unlocked. So those kind of on-chain scenarios can be created with our encryption SDK. So already we are working with some of the top Web3 and AI teams out there who are using Lighthouse for all different bunch of use cases. Just to highlight Eternal AI is one app. What that allows you to do is they have open source models like Llama, DeepSeek, Hermes, for all of them already stored on Lighthouse, and their uncensorable AI chat system can be accessed from anywhere, and then you can access and deploy these open source models. But then all of the data is coming from Lighthouse. Then we have Ocean with their data marketplace, who have already integrated Lighthouse for their users. NFT storage is one great use case where a lot of NFT users and customers, they are using NFT storage to store their NFT permanently, and that is stored on Lighthouse underneath. And then on the deep inside, I would like to highlight Webhash, which has tens of thousands of ENS websites. So folks would connect their ENS domain to Webhash front end deployment tool like Vercel. And all of that data, like tens of thousands of sites, are getting served from Lighthouse right now. Um, and yeah, during building Lighthouse, we realized that we wanted to give something to the users more, because we were able to analyze and get these insights that developers and startups are not just using Lighthouse to store data, but also retrieve it very, very frequently. They wanted some way to monetize that data and also make sure that these AI models, which are now coming up, especially like the ones that big tech is making right now, let's say Chat GPT, Gemini, that most of us are very aware of. These AI models have already read most of the public data out there. Like they have already read YouTube, Reddit, all the public data out there, and the big unlock that we see could be possible in is in the private data. So, and that private data right now, it's siloed, it's trapped in consumer apps. Let's say for us, it could be apps like Facebook, Uber, Zomato, Spotify, etc. Like all of the apps that we use on a daily basis, our data is trapped in those consumer apps. And when they are monetizing that data for AI, the end user is not benefiting from it. So that's why we ended up building this new platform called as 1MB.io, which essentially allows you to not just store and encrypt data on Lighthouse, but now you can launch what we call as these data coins and data agents, and reward end consumers and even AI agents to aggregate, launch, and bring this data together. And like the folks on the other end of the spectrum who want to access the data, they could pay you uh, in these data coins. You can token gate these data coins with the encryption logic that I shared about, and then build interesting kind of cool applications. So how this data tokenization platform works is, first of all, you create a data coin. You can deploy it on one of these test networks like Ethereum Sepolia, or on public networks like Polygon, Base, or World Chain as well. And more of that Akash will show you in a while. And then you can easily upload and encrypt the data. And then the data coin creator could set up logic to mint data coins and reward the data contributors, and then they can be easily be traded in a DEX. Like we already have an integration with Uniswap, which is live. So how the architecture overall looks like now is, on the base layer we have Lighthouse with our perpetual storage that you can pay once, store data forever on decentralized web, along with our encryption and token gating infrastructure. And on top of that, in the middle layer, we have 1MB.io, which is our latest product where you can launch data coins, monetize users to contribute their data, and then like trade them easily on a DEX that we have already built for you. Then we see that more than hundreds of different variety of data sets could potentially be created. For example, folks could create data coins where you could reward people with bringing in their chat GPT or Claude data using a concept called a ZK-TLS, or bring users data from consumer apps like Amazon, royalty rewards like Starbucks, Marriott, etc. And then users can bring in their data without revealing, let's say, the private information like name, phone number, email address. And then all of that data aggregates together into a data coin that you created. You can earn from day one, but more importantly, it can be traded and it could be sold out in a marketplace. And this is happening like right in front of us. If you see, like big tech is already striking hundreds of millions of dollars of data monetization and content deals, and this market of data monetization is just growing right in front of us. And in Web3 as well, with crypto rails, we are seeing projects like Hive Mapper, Helium, etc., building economies where at the end of the day they have a way for an end user, consumer, a solopreneur, I would say, to contribute their data and earn from the network. And we just want to change this game with Lighthouse and 1MB, where you can launch these data coins. And rather than the current scenario where 0% of that benefit is going to the end users, now users could actually have a way to monetize their data. So what people are already building using 1mb.io right now, and you could also take inspiration from some of these apps. The first two on, I think the ride sharing DAO is someone is already building that, and even the food delivery DAO. So just to highlight for this hackathon, we have two tracks. One is that you build best consumer data coin, and another is best data agent created. So on the best consumer data coin, just as an example, someone previously created an app where it lets users to connect their Uber accounts, bring in data through a privacy manner with ZK-TLS using a protocol like Reclaim protocol or Opacity. And then all the contributors who are sharing their ride history with with this sharing DAO, they are rewarded in some UBZ token that the data coin creator created. And another example, which the app is called Pantry Points, which is a food delivery DAO. Their users are giving in their Zomato data and getting rewarded for giving in their data with these data coins. And just to highlight some of the data agent ideas that are being created, Miles is something that my team member Akash will demo you today, where essentially now the thing is not just you can have consumers given their data and then reward them with data tokens, but more importantly, you can have AI agents itself produce synthetic data, useful synthetic data. Just imagine, let's say, if I have the data from Hive Mapper about US roads, that I know that, okay, this is how traffic is moving there, and I just give it some prompts that maybe in India, some areas which is not so great have some potholes or have some livestock moving around. Not just, not to generalize, but sometimes that happens. But then I can use the data from a real road in some other country, give it some prompts, and get AI models to generate some synthetic data, which I would verify and then produce more and more data over a period of time. So let's say now a new mapping or let's say self-driving company has to come. What they have to do is potentially like a startup or a developer. They don't need to run like their CPU or GPU over like 1 month, 2 month, 3 months period. Some app like Miles would already exist with terabytes of data with CPU, GPU running for like tens of days with already ready synthetic data that could be sold to 10 such like startups and companies. And there are more examples like prompt farming as well that could bring in and reward not just the end consumers, like in case of consumer apps, but also AI agents itself to produce synthetic data that could be consumed by AI apps. Because if you see, like with Alibaba, who launched their like new model recently, one of the core contributors of their success and their benchmark over Chat GPT was they heavily relied on synthetics data. And I think like our platform 1MB could be really useful on unlocking, rewarding, and launching these data coins to bring in consumer data together, and also launching these AI agents which are able to produce really useful synthetic data coins with crypto rails. Cool, awesome. I think I'll stop sharing my screen here and I'll invite my team member Akash to maybe share his screen, and let's go through some live demos to give folks idea on what can be built.
Yeah, sure. Thank you, Nandit. Uh, I'll just be showing you how to like from the start how to upload the data on the Lighthouse. Then I'll walk you through the data file making process. And then we'll see a demo application that is Miles that Nandit has just talked about for seeing how the data file is being used here. So this is the file step. All the process start here. You can just log in with the MetaMask, and then you can just click on upload new, and you can upload a file like that. Okay. There's also an option to upload encrypted file. You can just turn on the encryption and then you can just upload another file. So what happens with the encryption is that your file is being first encrypted on the browser first, and then it's being pushed to the IPFS. So your private data doesn't leave your browser. So if you can confirm, it will take some time to encrypt. And then the threshold cryptography kicks in, and your encryption key is being sharded into multiple shards, and then it's stored on the Lighthouse decentralized nodes. Okay, so the file has been uploaded successfully. Now you can create an API key for your programmatic use. Let me create another API key for each online. Okay. So we don't store our API keys, so it's better you copy the API key and store it somewhere safe. Now let's just walk through the docs to see the programmatic use. First is the upload file. You can use our JS SDK as well as the Python SDK to upload files encryptedly or non-encrypted way to the Lighthouse. This is the way to upload the file non-encryptedly. You can use lighthouse.upload and then give the path and the API key. That's it. You just need to give these two inputs and your data will be stored on the Lighthouse. Then the next one is the upload encrypted. So you just need to call the lighthouse upload encrypted, pass the following parameters, and then your file will be uploaded encryptedly. We also have encryption features such as share file and revoke file. So share file gives your file access. It gives any wallet address that you want to provide access to your private file. It gives that user the access to the file, and then you can also revoke the access if you like to revoke. Uh, as Nandit talked about the token gating conditions, we can also apply token gating conditions with the help of this documentation. And you can also check the condition with the help of check access condition, lighthouse.get access condition. Uh, this page shows you all the supported networks. We support all the major chains and all the testnets. And yeah, now let's get to the data coin part. So this is the docs that you can follow to create a data coin. We'll just head over to 1MB.io and I'll show you a sample data coin creation flow. Let's first connect my wallet. It's already connected. I click on data, create data coin. Let me give it a name. So as a convention, we keep the data agents that we create. We start their name with synth dash, maybe let's just say for fraudulent data agent. Or if you want to upload a real data DAO for the real users, you can use like any name like pop or pop rewards or maybe pantry points, whatever you want. Let's keep it synth fraud uh, for the name. Let me give SYNR. SFR. You can upload a icon and a banner image. I'm skipping it for now. You can now then give any website. Then you can upload the all the social information here. Let's skip it for now. Now the main part, you have to select the chain. We currently support four major chains. First one is the Sepolia testnet, and then the base, Polygon, and the Void chain. Let's choose Sepolia for now. Okay. So we give you already pre-filled data which you can change, and also if you want, you can go with these pre-filled ones also. Let's keep the vesting period as 12 months. And for the locking asset, I'm choosing a USDC for now. Uh, let's just say 5 USDC because I have low funds on my testnet wallet. Okay. So I have clicked on submit data. It's asking me to confirm the transaction. So a live data coin is being created on the testnet right now. Let's just wait for a few more seconds. Yeah, that's it. So this is the token that I've just created. You can see all the token information here. Okay. Now let's just move to the sample application part. So this is the Miles that I have created. Miles is a AI augmentation engine that helps you create a synthetic data on the top of real world AI data. So let's log in and see the entire flow. And click on login with MetaMask. So what Miles lets you do is Miles lets you upload any real world image or any real world maps data, and it augments data on the basis of the fields that you select right here, and it augments the image on the basis of that and generates a data set with the AI with a synthetic data set. So let's choose a heavy rain for here, and I'll select maybe row.fp. Okay, so my CPU has generated these augmented images for the dataset, and the mice will be rewarding me one data coin for the uploading of a single image. So done, I've got the data coin. So these are the transactions. There's a rewards page also. Here I can see all the rewards. And if you want to explore the data sets, this is the page where the users can go and like explore the data sets. If you want to like purchase the data set, you can ask the uh, creator of the data set to maybe allow you, and you can purchase the data set from here. This is another application that we have created. That's the Pantry Point that allows your Zomato orders to be proved in a privacy preserving way using ZK-TLS and lets you reward on the basis of that. Maybe I'll just give a walkthrough here also. So this is the main dashboard where you can add the data. So all the data is being currently provided through the Reclaim protocol. So if you scan this QR code, you will be redirected to a page where you can log into your Zomato application, and then we'll fetch all the orders with the privacy preserving way, and we'll give you rewards on the basis of that. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I think that's the main examples.
Um, cool, awesome. That sounds good, and happy to answer any question if we have some time for that.
Sweet. Just jumping in here for Nandit and Akash. Yeah, folks, we are open for Q&A. And I see someone has raised their hand, Rome Reactor. Uh, Rome Reactor, do you want to unmute yourself and shoot your questions?
Hey guys. Can you hear me fine?
Yep, loud and
Yeah.
clear.
Okay. Yeah. So we're creating basically an AI project with ASI where the U agents are going to be able to. It's a protocol for the U agents to pay each other. So like think of it like you ask Siri to book your restaurant reservation, and then Siri goes talks to other U agents that are restaurant agents, and then they're able to finalize the transaction and book it. And we're storing the data in Lighthouse, some of the data. Now, my question is to you guys, to be eligible for the bounties, is it just fine just to store the data in the Lighthouse, or do we need to create like the data coin specifically? Do we need it? Or how would you guys advise just so we would be eligible for those two bounties? Because I know it was centered around the data coin and data agent.
Yeah, absolutely. First of all, I think it's a very interesting use case that you're building around agents communicating with each other and having that commerce element along with it as well. So for us, like the two bounties are around creating the best data coin agent and also like best data coin and best data agent. So maybe in your case, what you could potentially do is while you store data on Lighthouse, and then that data could potentially be encrypted if that data is useful, and then those agents could pay in those data coins to each other. So yeah, like we are looking for not just storing data on Lighthouse, but go one step further on launching a data coin on 1mb.io, and that being like an important element of your whole hack. So obviously you could use some things that ASI already have. Again, that's always good to do, like combine the best of everyone. But then not just store on Lighthouse, maybe implement some data coin logic there that could be used to token gate the data, pay for that data. That could be, I think, one step further um, useful. So whoever does that best would have like a good chance of winning than just storing on Lighthouse.
Okay, I see. So just to clarify, so we could be using the ASI, like the meta that they have with what's it called, darknet or whatever, to store some of the data there that the agents need to just query. But then like we can create a data coin with Lighthouse, and let's say like a partner wants to look at our protocol and get all the data for like all the order statuses and whatnot. We could encrypt that data with Lighthouse data coin, and then to access that data, that we could create like a dashboard of some form to access that data for clients, and then they would, with that data coin, with that access to the data coin, they can retrieve that data. Correct?
Yeah, that that makes sense. Obviously, like the end idea has to make sense as well. Like some of the ideas that we just demoed you was the first one was AI itself generating more important, valuable synthetic data and that having some end use case. And the other one was where an end user is able to reward consumers to bring in the app's data that they are already using. So I could reward, let's say, Uber, Amazon users to bring in their individual data and then reward them with this data coin. So while what you are saying obviously makes sense, you could do that, but just make sure like it just fits into like an end flow on why the data coin is there and what that data coin is unlocking. um, I think that would just give you a edge. Yeah.
Got it. Got it. Thank you so much. Push that information to the team. Hopefully, we can get something exciting for you guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, and there's another question in the chat that I can see from Lee was asking, were the rain images generated by an AI model from Lighthouse? So we don't provide like AI model at Lighthouse. What that example did, and happy to share that materials in our Discord channel at ETH Global's Discord, was that you could bring any AI model, like that could be like something that you are running locally, or in that case, it was actually deployed on a cloud, like a simple basic AI model, or it could be like you could link it to Chat GPT or any other open like APIs that you could call and use that to generate rain images. Um, yeah. And then the other question is, how does the DAO verify the data? So again, like right now, we are very liberal on verifying the data as well. So first of all, it's up to the end developer or the end startup who is using 1MB and Lighthouse. So for example, in the Zomato case, which is a food delivery app, what's happening is you could use a technology like ZK-TLS, which you can get from like reclaim protocol or opacity, and that ZK-TLS proofs can be verified um, from those platforms, and then you could like reward the end user. So right now we don't have like a specific way of verifying the data. It's up to the end user, and that's how we want it to be. Like when you are the creator of the data coin, you set up the logic how you want to verify. Long term, the markets will decide. Let's say if you are verifying the data right, you are then aggregating like a good valuable data set, and then that will reflect into like where people would want to use that data coin or not. But yeah, this could be like something we build into the future, where we have some TEE mechanism to verify the data, but that's still in process from our side.
Awesome. Thanks, Nandit, for answering. One last check if anyone has any questions
Yeah,
before we
actually,
end
I
the
have a
session.
question.
Yeah, go for it,
Yeah,
Ayush.
I was asking that, does this Lighthouse is compatible with any agentic framework, or like, is it like more compatible with any particular framework which I should build on, or does Lighthouse provide its own framework?
Yeah, so on our storage and encryption, we have JavaScript, Python, and our APIs that could be used easily to store, upload, encrypt data on the 1MB.io. Like we just like really built this platform 3 weeks back, so we don't have like a live integration with some existing AI frameworks, but those are coming soon, and there are some community members building that. So it's quite open to you right now. So if you have to work with some open frameworks, be it let's say MCP or ELISA OS or whatever uh, makes like the end app useful, you can do that. And if there's anything you want from our side that you don't have, you can ask in Discord and we can see if we can provide that to you.
Yeah, I was thinking to integrate like the OpenAI SDK framework, so I guess that might be compatible if, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, you could do that, but we don't have any concrete requirements around how you do that.